Because the truth is, and this is to everyone who's afraid that if I accept him the way he is, my husband won't do anything. But what I want to tell you, and the truth is, if you love someone well enough, they will change.
That's right. Amen.
If someone is loved well, they will change. The change you're desiring for in your marriage starts with acceptance. The person who's loved will change. I'll use myself as an example. We were thinking about examples. I didn't want to say it because it was embarrassing. Because of course, in marriage is when I realized I wasn't perfect. But so I always say I was born in Texas, and a lot of us young girls. I'm still young. Okay, so when we were growing up, mom is always like, get into this kitchen and learn how to cook. You need to learn how to cook. You need to learn how to cook. And I'm like, listen, my husband needs to just accept what he's going to get. I'm giving him some spaghetti and spaghetti and meatballs. He should be fine with some fettuccine with some toast bread. You just be fine and with Parmesan. That. And she's trying to teach us how to pound fufu. The stew is taking 4 hours. I'm like, ma'am, I got to go to work. I got to go to school. I can't be staying at the stove looking at this tomato for 4 hours. It was just a mindset. And I know I'm not the only one who had this mindset, so I'm not even feeling embarrassed in this moment. So this is a young mind. This is like high school. I'm not even thinking of my husband. And then finally, God brings me my husband. And who does he bring me? A true Ghanaian man whose first thing that he said when we started talking about food was, I am not eating nobody's spaghetti and tomato sauce. And I said, then this man gonna be real hungry, because who don't know how to do this stew? Who doesn't know? Who don't have time? Who doesn't even know how to get this thing started? Oh, goodness. And I had many attempts. And honey, those attempts I was sharing with somebody yesterday when I was first doing Jollof, the water, I could never get the water right. It came out looking like chips. I was like,
I
was like, what is this? Like, how are you supposed to do this? Like, this marriage is going to fail simply on the fact that I can't cook. Okay.
You got to get the jollof right.
You got to get the jollof right. So I come into marriage and I'm like, Lord, what's this man gonna eat? I can do beef stew, but I know it's toe up. I know it's toe up.
Oh my God.
But I'm doing my best. People come over, I'm like, Lord, y'all gonna get a salad. Y'all are gonna get sandwiches because I don't know how to do this, right? And the worst thing is, not the worst, but what made it bad was that my sister-in-laws can cook, honey. So every time I'm in that kitchen, they fry, and the way they cook, it's like in a minute. I'm like, how do you make that like so quick? My God. And so I'm like, okay, Lord. And so I would just observe, I just wasn't really confident in the kitchen. And I'm like, my poor baby. And when he'll go, and my husband, you see how he pumps a girl up, hypes me up, honey. He would go somewhere, eat some food, and he is hyping. And I was like, oh, and it like, and let me tell you, for the women who are like, oh, I don't cook. What? When you see your husband enjoying something that you didn't give him, you will be looking for a pot, some onions, some tomatoes. You're going to try to figure out how to do this thing.
That's
okay?
Right.
So then I was like, you know what? But I guess I didn't give the backstory. My father had passed. It was my mom and girls. So we don't have this whole, oh, the man needs to eat. It's like everybody fend for yourself. Like that's how we lived. And then we get married and all of us have a culture shock. And so it's like, oh God, I need to learn. And I call my little sister because she was married before me. I'm like, girl, how do you do that? She said, girl, you got to do this. And you got to do that. Girl, that's how I had to learn. And then I started observing. I started asking questions because I was just like, I want my husband to enjoy my food. And so I would try here and there. And my husband learned temperaments and learned affirmations. And I would make some food today and he'll be like, babe, that's good. And food the next day. And, Thanksgiving will come and everybody knew I wasn't cooking. I was doing dessert and that was store-bought. And then I remember over some time, I didn't realize how much I really loved to host. It was something that I really wanted to do, but because I didn't feel I was good enough in the kitchen, I just put it to the side. But little by little, I started gaining, strength in hosting. And so I would cook, and my husband would be like, "Oh, this is really good." And I'm like, "Are you lying? Or you just trying to? This is your affirmations, trying to pump me up, my temperament. I hope you're not using this, you faking with the affirmations to make me feel good and to sell up." So it kept going, and I would try every day. I just had a new pot. I'd add this. I'll call somebody. How do you do this? Somebody's cooking. Then I watch how they do it. And after a while, it was like, bam. So one day, my sister-in-law comes over, and I had some jollof, and I'm shaking as I'm giving the jollof because I'm like, girl, I don't know what she gonna say about this. So this is when I have a child, and then the next Thanksgiving comes, and when they have the Thanksgiving list, you don't play with the turkey and you don't play with the jollof rice.
That's right.
If you on there for jollof rice,
You made it as a World Cup book.
So then the list comes out, and it says Jollof Antwi. Pick up the phone and say, Adelaide, you talking to me? Like, you serious or you being funny? You serious? She goes, "Oh, Antwi, your jollof was," I said, "Adelaide, don't play with me, because I got one pot. It can only feed 8 people. You got me ready to feed 25 people. Are you sure?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "Bet." So honey, I had to practice. I had to make sure I had like 3-4 pots of rice, making sure which one, so which one it is. And I'm like, okay, I get nice pots, and I present it. Within minutes, the jollof is gone. I was like,
They ate my jollof.
They ate my jollof. But wait. So then the next day, they're like, "Oh, Auntie," and I didn't know if it was being nice, right? So I was like,
Melancholies.
Yeah, because melancholies, we judging everybody. Are you telling the truth? Are they playing? So then next year comes, and who's on there for jollof rice?
It's your sister.
I was like, "Hey, intimate family." Now I am miss. I was like, and the point of it is, my husband loved me into making some jollof rice. I'll tell you that. It was something that I didn't think I could do. It was something I didn't want to do. I wasn't going to do, whatever. That was something I put in the front. But now Auntie I's jollof.
That's right.
So the point being, you accepted me.
That's right, baby.
And accepted my jollof.
That's
and
right.
Accepted my stew. And as he was accepting, it was getting better.
Hey, is that what it is, boo boo?
Better and better. And when my mother-in-law comes, I make food for her. She's eating it. She's enjoying it.
Yeah.
But that's what God can do.
That's right.
When you love someone enough.
Auntie Jane says she's coming for the jollof.
Oh, okay. Well,
Auntie, any problem? You have no problem. Come on.
I got 2 pots. One of them gonna always work. So, so the point is, so that's the truth of it, right? Is that when you love the person. When my husband realized that my wife is an American girl, and he had an expectation, but he didn't put it at the front, like, you need to know how to cook. But it was something that he wanted, and it's kind of like, this might be something I have to not have in the marriage. But as we became, started being more intentional, we started communicating, and he started understanding who I was when the distortion became clear. And he started, looking at my temperament and dealing with me gently, which he'll talk about next week. That affirmation, that love, that the room to make mistakes. Because sometimes he'll come on and that contomere don't be looking like contomere.
The contomere don't be looking like contomere.
It look like it now. but it don't be looking like that sometimes, right? He would still encourage me, baby, keep going on. Wait, dear. And he just loved me into that. And so I just want to use my life as a living sacrifice and a testimony to God's faithfulness. When you have something where people are different, it doesn't look like it's going to change, but you can love that person into change.
That's right.
Now, if my husband desires any meal, I don't have a problem going and to do it. If it's something that's brand new, I'm willing to do it, and and when I do it, I'm extra. So Thanksgiving 2021, was it 2021 last year? I was bringing everything out. Oh, y'all coming over? Y'all getting the set table? Y'all getting this? You're seeing me just being as hospitable and as free because my husband gave me permission to be that in the marriage. And I was able to show that side of myself, which I feel a lot of people didn't know that I had, but it